with you guys. Hey, Dad, I need some advice. Well, dad advice. Yep. I don't know why I inserted dad into that phrase. How do you stream when you're going through a really hard time? The best way I can put it, like the comparison that I make and that I always make when it comes to anything with art and creativity, is that you shouldn't do it upset or angry if you can help it. If you can help it, do it in the right mindset. Like you should always do it in like a positive mindset. But something that my wife like encourages with me to do regularly is to do something as an outlet. And sometimes shifting that mindset was the thing I needed more than anything, because I was kind of missing out on a lot of the positivity that I experienced because I was hoping for a stream to make me feel better. And it was like I was looking for something specific from a positive stream to make me feel better. And it was kind of like, even if I had a good stream, it's like, did I do good enough? Did I offer a good enough space? And I was taking a lot of things way too personal, is what I discovered. Like I was taking a lot of things just way too personal. And what I found out is that when I started to consider it more as use streaming as an outlet, I really recommend if you're going through a tough time, you're just trying to like get through that moment, try to focus on setting your boundaries with your stream and your like that amount of time that you're spending, because less can always be just as effective or kind of achieve that same rate as like stressing yourself out a lot. And so now I'm not perfect with this, but like what I mean, like an example format is if you're streaming, say 3 days a week, 4 days a week, and you're streaming on that regular schedule, on those days you're not feeling so good, hop into stream, set up your schedule like you do, hop into stream, maybe normal time, but maybe just do it for like an hour or two. Enough to say hi to your community, see your regulars who are there first to stream, the ones you see, and then get a good experience out of it. Maybe if you're trying to achieve a certain level of content creation, maybe knock out a few like maybe videos, or if you're trying to do some game content or anything like that, try to do that in the first bits, and don't make big announcements and like those big talking points until you see a lot of people. That way you're not doing things multiple times and stressing yourself out more, but limit yourself to that time schedule and limit where you're releasing where you're putting your content. And this is where like a lot of YouTube comes in as well. You can utilize YouTube as a way to kind of condense that content even shorter for the people who do miss that content, because now if you're streaming less time, less people are going to catch you. So stream less, but still check in. Like canceling a stream outright is not always necessary. You could always just start a stream and then kind of like come to a stopping point. And just where you're feeling like you're extending too much energy, like stop. Like it's totally fine to do, like say if you do it normally like a 4-hour stream, I always recommend staying within that like 3 to 6 hours. But if you can have a certain amount of time and stick to that amount of time that you stream, start just doing like say like an hour and a half, 2.5 hour max streams, and like kind of keep it limited time. See if that helps to give you more time to recoup, and spend an extra time just kind of focusing and like recouping. Because like something that I do after every stream typically is like I'll like scroll on my phone to kind of wind down, spend that time winding down, and then the extra time that you have is just for you. So that way you're still streaming, you're still achieving something, and then you're still checking in with your community. You can always tell them like, here's an update of what's going on. Feel like sharing whatever level you feel like sharing, but don't feel like you have to spill your guts on whatever's happening all the time. So if you can do that, fantastic, and just kind of condense that time. And then on top of that, if you're feeling overwhelmed and you don't feel like streaming, that's totally fine. If you have to cancel stream, just let people know. Let people know in advance. If you know like an hour in advance that you're just like, I'm not up for this, then cancel it. Typically, whenever I start stream, I'm ready like at least 30 minutes to an hour beforehand. If you feel like at that time you're not going to get through it and you're not going to be able to start, that's fine. I don't recommend starting and like hitting that start button where you don't feel like that. So kind of take a time like 30 minutes before stream, set an alarm and self-evaluate. Feel like where you're at, and to kind of take a sort of mental checklist of like, where am I at currently? And then if you're not sort of reaching a certain level of benchmark, like, do I feel like I'm going to be able to be conversational with people? Do I feel like I wanted to hear what other people's problems are or talk with other people? And if the answer is no, then just feel free to take that stock and go, you know what, this, not today, not the moment for it. This is not where I want to do it, So that's entirely fine. I don't know how consistent your schedule is, but like the big things, big takeaways, just in case, are consistency in schedule, as well as constricting your time, because honestly, as a streamer, more time in streaming isn't going to help you a whole bunch. What's going to help you is spreading your platform. So if your big focus is content creation, especially early on, it's spreading your platform. So even if you're spending 2 hours less time streaming and you focus that time in Discord or social media, you're going to get a lot more benefits from those things than if you just spent that extra time streaming and just kind of feeling bad about it. So restrict that time or divert it and adjust it somewhere else. And if you're gonna stream and you're not gonna make any of the changes, and you're gonna stream like you have been, you're gonna play the games you have been, for sure, understand where your stopping point is, and don't feel afraid to just cut stream at a certain point. If you just find a natural stopping point and just cut stream, and then just kind of take that extra time to reflect if you can. So I know everyone has their different levels of sort of what you can get through and push through. I've pushed through weeks of streaming and just been and acted like nothing's wrong. But I noticed that in reflecting on it and looking on my VODs in the past, that my content did not feel as good during that time. And that was the big thing that I was like, yeah, not that I probably shouldn't have streamed, but I probably should have, I noticed here that my content, so it just dropped off. I'm slouching in my chair and I'm just I'm not feeling good about streaming. Or I was looking for something to happen in stream, someone was really chatty in stream or something big happened. I was hoping some big hype event would happen, and when it didn't happen, it would I would cancel Wednesday. I would say my stream schedule was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I would have a regular-ish Monday, and then it would bum me out for Wednesday, and I wouldn't want to stream Wednesday. So it was like if it wasn't affecting the stream I was in, it was affecting the next stream, because then that previous stream was compounding into the next one. So cut off those bad feelings as soon as you can live. We have those bad feelings, have those moments off stream, but know that typically most people reflect those negative thoughts and emotions in some subconscious way, and we're not immune. Nobody's immune to it, but in practice, sure, yeah, you can become sort of better at it. Where you're able to effectively I'm totally fine. So I've known a lot of streamers as they've begun that process, and it's a lot of new feelings to be processing while live or about to go live. Some of the biggest things that you'll feel in streaming, it's two separate things. On the side of success, on the spectrum of success, really, on the side of success where you're having a lot of followers, maybe you're getting a lot of subs, whatever it may be, on the side of success, you start to feel imposter syndrome. You start to feel like you don't deserve the success that you've gotten, or it's happened really quickly. And on the side of say non-success, you have the things of you have self, you feel very worthless. You feel like you don't deserve anything. It's the same feeling, but it's on different sides of the spectrum. You feel very worthless. You feel like you don't deserve it. Maybe you're just not, meant for this. Maybe you're not desired for this. In the center of it is just pure apathy, I feel like, but it kind of it all results in the same type of thing, where you're whether you're getting 50 viewers and you feel like you don't deserve it, or you're getting 3 viewers and you're feeling man, I must be the worst. It kind of ends up in the same emotion. Just know that it's not a lot you can do to just kind of to do other than push through it, but you can kind of control those times where you're feeling bad. Because like every once in a while, when I'm feeling bad, I can kind of get through the day. It's good to set those habits on now that you're feeling this. I don't know if this is the first time you've come across this, but it's good to set these habits now, especially early on in your streaming career. That way, when it comes down the line and you're like, what do I need to do? At least you have those good habits already established. You don't have to always follow it. Like, I think streamers are like the kings and queens of bad habits, in that we usually have something about us that we do regularly that are not the best habits to have. But hey, you know, like we're at least regular enough to show up on the same time every week. You know, it's like we're here. You know, we're here. We're doing the things. You know, we're at least trying. So. Yeah, at least we're trying, at least that, you know. So yeah, that was a tangent and a half, but I hope that made coherent sense. I tried to organize my thoughts at least decently.